I'll never forget the night I encountered the road, a stretch of asphalt that led to nowhere and everywhere, a place where the laws of reality seemed to unravel, and where I came face to face with unimaginable terror. It was a late autumn evening when I set out on a road trip, eager to escape the hustle and bustle of the city. My destination was a small remote town nestled in the heart of the countryside. The drive was supposed to be straightforward, just a few hours on the highway and then onto a scenic road through the woods. Little did I know, this journey would take a dark and sinister turn. As the sun dipped below the horizon, I found myself navigating the winding forest road. Tall trees loomed on either side, their gnarled branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The canopy of leaves above blocked out most of the moonlight, casting eerie shadows on the pavement. An unsettling feeling crept over me, but I brushed it off as a product of my overactive imagination. The GPS on my dashboard, however, had other plans. It began to malfunction, the screen flickering and emitting a low, distorted hum. I cursed under my breath, pulling over to the side of the road. I turned off the engine and attempted to reboot the device, but it remained unresponsive. Panic began to bubble up inside me. I was alone in the middle of nowhere with no sense of direction. I decided to rely on my instincts and continued driving, hoping to find a way out of the dense forest. But the road seemed endless, stretching on and on without any sign of civilization. The trees pressed in closer, like a sinister wall closing in around me, and the darkness outside the reach of my headlights was absolute. That's when I heard it, a faint, distant sound like the mournful cry of a wounded animal. I strained my ears, trying to pinpoint its source, but it was as if the sound was coming from all around me, echoing through the woods. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that unseen eyes were following my every move. As I continued down the endless road, my headlights illuminated strange symbols etched into the asphalt. They were intricate and unfamiliar, like some kind of arcane script. Each symbol seemed to shimmer and pulsate with an otherworldly energy, casting an eerie glow on the road. I couldn't look away, couldn't tear my eyes from the mesmerizing patterns. That's when I noticed the figures. They appeared out of the darkness, emerging from the shadows at the edge of the road. They were tall and gaunt, with elongated limbs and faces obscured by tattered cloaks. Their eyes, however, glowed with an unnatural light, a sickly green that sent a shiver down my spine. I slammed on the brakes, my heart pounding in my chest. The figures moved closer, their movements disjointed and unnatural. They seemed to glide across the road, defying the laws of gravity. Panic surged through me as I realized I was surrounded, trapped on that desolate stretch of asphalt. I fumbled for my phone, desperate to call for help, but there was no signal. The figures closed in, their eerie, glowing eyes fixated on me. I could hear them whispering, their voices a chorus of haunting, unintelligible words. I felt a presence inside my mind, as if they were probing my thoughts, tearing through the layers of my consciousness. With trembling hands, I tried to start the car, but the engine sputtered and died. The figures were almost upon me now, their ghostly hands reaching out, fingers like claws. I could feel their icy touch, like a vice grip on my soul. In a moment of sheer terror, I threw open the car door and fled into the woods. I ran blindly through the dark, branches tearing at my clothes, my breath coming in ragged gasps. The whispering voices pursued me, growing louder and more sinister with each step. I stumbled upon a clearing, and in the center stood a circle of stones, ancient and weathered. They seemed to radiate a malevolent energy, and in the center of the circle, a portal of swirling darkness beckoned. I had no choice. I had to go through it to escape the horrors that pursued me. As I stepped into the portal, the world around me twisted and contorted. I felt myself being pulled in every direction, my body stretched to the breaking point, and then with a jolt, I emerged on the other side. I found myself back on the highway, my car parked on the shoulder. The GPS on my dashboard blinked back to life, as if nothing had happened. I was shaken, disoriented, but alive. To this day, I can't explain what happened on that desolate road in the woods. I don't know who or what those figures were, or why they targeted me. All I know is that I escaped with my life, but the memory of that night still haunts my dreams, a reminder that there are places in this world where the boundaries of reality are not as firm as we might believe.